Hey, what's up guys? The Prince here with an exciting Photoshop tutorial working in Adobe Photoshop CC 2020, and today I am going to start a new series guiding you through Photoshop. So in this first episode, we are going to look at mastering selection tools and techniques in the toolbar. If you want to get free access to my most selling ebook, which comprises of graphic designer mega bundle packages and a more advanced course on graphic design, comment I'm interested in the ebook and I promise to reply you with a link to the ebook. So guys, I believe you have subscribed and turned on the notification icon by now. Without wasting much time guys, let's get started. For us to be on the same page, for you to be able to have the type of screen I have here, you go to Windows, you click on my workspace, then you click on photography so that you'll be able to have the same setting I am having here. Here you can be able to see your images. Even when you zoom in, you can be able to see your images and you'll be able to drag to be able to see it in this navigator bar here, or you use the arrow to zoom in or zoom out. Okay, the first tool we are going to look at is called the Move tool. This very tool is used basically as it is or as it sounds. You can be able to use it to move objects, and it has a shortcut key which is V. So this Move tool, you'll be able to use it to move an image. Let's say for example, we click on this image, we unlock it. So far it's locked. We unlock it, then we zoom in a little so that we can be able to move these very objects up and down like this, as you can see. So that's basically how to use the Move tool. The next tool is called the elliptical marquee tool, which has a shortcut key which is M. Once you click on M on your keyboard, you automatically move to the elliptical marquee tool. This arrow down here shows that there are some other tools here. So you right click, then you see the tools that are available here. We'll start with the rectangular marquee tool. What this does, once you right click on the image and drag it, depend on how or what you want to copy from that image. Let's say we drag it up to this extent like this, as you can see. Then once you right click, you can select the layer via copy or cut. Let's say we click on the via cut. So you can see by your right hand side down here at the layer panel, you automatically selected that part. So once you click on this eye icon here, you'll be able to see the portion which you just cropped out. Just to reference, this very image, all this my image, I basically download them from pixabay.com. Pixabay is a website where you can download quality image from, so you can just check the website out. Alright guys, the next tool is called the lasso tool. You right click. So what this lasso tool basically does, let's zoom into our image. Used to select any parts of an image like this. Let's say we try and select this man. Okay, we selected it now. So when we go back to our Move tool, we can basically drag this object or this image we just cropped and move it around like this. Zoom out. Next we have the polygonal lasso tool. What this does basically is that it makes you select a portion of an image with an angle point. Let me zoom in so that you can be able to see it properly. So when you move, then you click, then it gives you an angle point of that image. As you can see, you click, you just go, click, zoom out. Okay, so I can just go all the way around. As you can see, it's selected. Then you go back to your Move tool. You can be able to drag and move it around. That's basically how it works. Okay guys, we have to undo all this, so let's zoom out. So the next on our list is magic wand tool. So you right click. The first one is called the object selection tool, which also have a keyboard shortcut of W. Once you click on W, you navigate to the magic wand tool. So you click on the object selection tool. So what this does basically is for you to like select a part of an object. Let me use another image for this illustration. Okay, let me use this. Let's say you select this very part of an object. So as you can see, it automatically fill into the portion of that selected area, as you can see. Then you use your move tool to be able to move it, crop and move, and you can also kind of duplicate it. Let me undo that. Once you hold on your Alt key, then you drag, you'll be able to duplicate it into multiple places like this, multiple places like this. Alt, then move, you'll be able to duplicate it, have like a clone of different types of that particular image. So I guess you get the idea on how. So that's how basically the object selection tool work. So let's undo that. Okay, so the next is the quick selection tool. With this you can be able to select a particular area of an image, then you drag and it automatically fills into the selection area which you're trying to select, like this. So that's basically the function of the quick selection tool. So what you just do is now you use your move tool to be able to move it around, or put it or place it like this, or you hold on, undo that, you hold on Alt, then drag to be able to duplicate it or to clone it like this. You have a second clone, then you click on D to deselect. Basically that's how the selection tool works. Let's undo that. So now you onto the next tool, which is the magic wand tool. As you can see, you click on this pen, then it automatically fills in the pen like this. So that's basically how to use the magic wand tool. The next on our list is the 3D material eyedropper tool, but we're going to skip the 3D eyedropper tool because we're not working on the 3D material at the moment. So we'll move to the brush tool. And basically what the brush tool does is you can actually select the type of brush you want, the brush size and the rest. There are different type of brushes. So let's say you want to select the soft brush. You can also increase the size of your brush. Maybe let's reduce it a little bit. So that's basically how to use it. So we click enter, but I would like to use my let me use this image for this illustration. Okay, let's say we want to select an object from this image. We'll use the object selection tool. You have to come up to the image layer down here, then you select the portion you want to select, then you click enter. As you can see, it automatically selected this portion of the mouse like this. So what we can do with the brush tool now is we'll click on our brush tool, then we'll be able to paint or to brush the selected parts of this image like this. So that's what we're doing by using the brush tool. We've been able to select and paint this very image in this way, like this. So once you select it like this, it won't be able to like paint any other part. You right click anywhere, it won't paint. It will only paint the selected area like this. So once you click on your Ctrl D to deselect, you can see we've been able to select and to call only the selected area. So that's basically how the brush tool works. Alright, so we move to the pencil tool. So basically it does what it says. Let's quickly undo all what we just did right now. We move to our history, then we'll go back to computer, to our image rather. So it automatically erases every previous activity we've done on this image. So now you can be able to write or do some little art here. So that's how to use a pen tool to like do some rough design and the rest. So let's just quickly undo that and move to the next. So the next is called the color replacement tool. Let's say I click on my color selection panel here and click on blue, and I kind of paint this area blue like this. As you can see, it's not that clear. Let's zoom in. Then you want to use the color replacement tool to replace the color. You can just choose white color. So now you can be able to replace or to like, it's more like using an eraser tool to give the right or the initial color of the image. So as you can see, we've been able to clean the color from this very image like this. Next is the mix brush tool. The mix brush tool it does what it sounds like it mix a paint or a color to another surface area. Like let's say we still want to use this illustration with the mouse, the edge of this mouse with its surrounding, so that you click on the edges, then it will mix, then you drag, it will mix the surrounding and the edges of the mouse together with the color of that surrounding. It will mix everything together like this, so that you won't be able to know that there is actually a mouse here like this. Let's move on to the next. Before then, let's undo everything we just did. So we'll move to the next tool, which is called the pattern stamp tool. But first we'll look into the clone stamp tool. Let me use another image to illustrate how this clone stamp tool works. Okay, so let's zoom in to this image. So you click on Alt on your keyboard, then you drag down the image like this. So what this does basically, it's like kind of clone the selected area, then you just move your arrow down to be able to like fill in that selected area, so it look as if you clone the first part like this. So let's quickly undo that and move to the next tool. The next tool is called the pattern stamp tool. So let me use another image as an illustration to this. So what you do is just to select, you create a new layer, then you select your pattern. You select the pattern you want. Let's say select grass, as the case may be, and we can also reduce the size of our brush just a little bit more. Okay, that's okay. Then you left click and drag. So what this basically does is it's kind of fill in the selected part of that area like this. it fills in the selected area like this. So we've been able to have a pattern of her face filled with grasses like this. Okay guys, so since I have this on a different layer, I'm going to go to blending mode, go to multiply. Then what it does is going to make the image translucent. Then we are going to reduce the opacity so that the image, the actual image will kind of fade in a little bit more like this. Let me zoom in so that you can see. So increase the opacity a little. So you can basically see how this works. So we zoom out a little. So for some reason we have this pattern on the lady's face. I don't really know why I kind of put the pattern on her face, but you get the idea. So let me undo that quickly. We'll move to the next tool, which is the eraser tool. It still has some other subsections. Okay, the eraser tool basically does what it says. It erases things like, let me go back to this my image once more. Okay, let's say we create a new layer and then we kind of like use our brush tool. Let's use our brush tool to like do some little painting over here like this. Let me change the color to like red. Okay, dark red. Click OK. Then I kind of paint this selected area like this. Okay, so you can use your eraser tool here to be able to like erase off this painting from here. You can set up your brush size like this. You can increase it, and you can make it soft round or hard round depending on the kind of feel you want to give the eraser. So I'm going to use the hard brush. Click enter. So once I'm on the layer which I did my painting, I'm going to click on it, then automatically it erases that painting from that layer. So the next is the background eraser tool. The background eraser tool, mostly it does similar work like the eraser tool, but in this case it actually erases things from the background of an image. Let me use my logo to demonstrate this. So let me zoom in to my logo. So now what this basically does is, let me increase the brush size a little bit. It's okay like this. Click enter. Then once I kind of click on my logo in the image, it actually removes the background color of that my logo, kind of crop it out like this. As you can see, when I move to my text tool also downward, it kind of remove everything behind my text. Let's undo that. And you can also use this tool here, this magic wand tool. The magic wand tool kind of does the same thing like the eraser tool, but in this case it removes any portion or part of the image clicks on. Let's say we clicked on this background. Let's select our magic wand tool and click on the background. You see it automatically selected all the area of my logo behind. So once you click on the backspace key on the keyboard, you will be able to delete everything behind your logo so that you'll be able to have an image without a background, that's in PNG file. So the next on our list is called the magic eraser tool. So basically the magic eraser tool does a quick work by removing any selected part of an image. So let's say we want to erase this logo. You just click on it and automatically it erases everything. Let's scroll down. So we want to erase the D from our text like this. So you kind of get the idea on how it works. It helps you to remove the text color. So as you can see, it works perfectly okay. Let's say we create a new solid color. Click on OK. Then we bring this color down underneath our image, our logo. So you can see it automatically fills in the red color into the area we just erased. So once you click on the eye icon, you'll be able to like see what you've cropped or what you've erased out with the magic erase tool. The next is the 3D material drop tool. We are not working with a 3D material yet. I'll explain or elaborate much on this 3D material drop tool in our next episode when I'm kind of teaching you how to create a logo on a 3D design. I'm going to show you and elaborate much on this 3D material design. So quickly we'll go to the text tool. It also have two subsections, the vertical type tool and the horizontal type tool. The horizontal type tool basically does what it says. It places a text in an horizontal line like this. So you click the part of an image you want to place your text. You write your text like this. Let's say write tutorial. So as you can see, it places your text in an horizontal line. Then you click on you mark it up here so that the text can take effect. So you can also use your move tool to move the text round or down or anywhere you want. So that's basically how to do that. And you can also have much features like changing of the font of the text, the size of the code to make it vertical without if you don't want it to be italic, you can make it vertical, you can make it bold or small, or you can just change the color of your text here. 000 in 3 places, you'll be able to have a color of black. Then click on OK. So this is your bright black color. So there are a lot of things you can do in this character set here. So that notwithstanding, let's go to the next one, which is the vertical type tool. It also does what it says. It's write your text on a vertical line. Okay, next on our list is called the pen tool. The pen tool is basically used for freehand sketch or for drawing anchor points line and the rest, which has some other subsection which will be elaborated more detail later. How to use the pen tool. This pen tool is mostly used when you want to, like, for people designing, cartooning, or doing all this freehand sketch work. Let me zoom into my logo, then I will kind of click. What I'm trying to do basically is like I want to crop out the D part. So let me use the tool to demonstrate how it's been done. So you left click, then you go straight to the edge or any part, then you hold on to your left click, then you drag. This will enable you to like get a perfect angle or a shape of that selected area. Then you can't move on further except you break this anchor point. Let's say you want to like create another curve line here. You cannot just go straight and just left click. It will not be perfect like you see. So let's undo that. Then you go to the middle down here, then you hold on your alt key in the keyboard, then you left click, then you see you've you break down the anchor point. That's to say, whenever you want to click on the next place, then you drag, you'll be able to get a perfect shape of that area. So let me quickly do this very fast so that we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so as you can see, we've selected the portion or the part of this very logo. So what we can do basically with this is that we can actually crop out this part of the image. So we are going to right click, then we mark selection, then the feather radius will be set at 0 pixel, then you click on OK. So what this does is basically select the area of that particular image, so you can like click on the backspace keyboard to delete every other thing behind that selected area. So as you can see, you delete everything from the selected area. So let me quickly undo that. So that's how to use your pen tool. So there are other tools here which work most likely the same as the pen tool. So go to the next tool, which is the part selection tools. With this, you can basically select the parts which you just selected and like kind of move it around. You get the idea. Let's say we want to like change the texture or the shape. So basically that's how to use the part selection tool to like move a selected, just drag and drop so it moves everything just the same way. So that's basically how to use the selection tool. So let's quickly undo that and move to the next one. So the next is called the rectangular tool, which also has a subsection of other angles, polygonal and line tool, which you can use for different designs. Let's say we use the rectangular tool. We normally use the rectangular tool to create rectangular lines or box or rectangular lines like this. Then once you create it, it automatically fills in with your foreground color. Red, this is our foreground color, and this white is our background color. So it will automatically fill in the red color, and also it automatically creates a new layer of that rectangular shape like this. And you can use your properties panel or properties section to do a lot of different things with this your rectangular shape, like creating a new color or selecting a new color. Select white or select blue, red, or any color of your choice. So you can use your property panel to do mostly different thing with your shape. Next is called the hand tool. The next tool is the hand tool. We can use it to move an image to the side or to the left, as the case may be. Just hold left click, then you can move your image up and down. Then the rotate view tool can help you rotate your image 360 degrees or at a 90 degrees or at any degree you want to set it. So that's just a function of the rotate tool. Let me make it and put it back the way it was. So that's basically the function of the rotate view tool. So next tool is called the zoom tool. The zoom tool is what we have been using since to zoom in and zoom out, but it actually has a shortcut key in the keyboard, which is Ctrl plus to zoom in. When you are using the zoom tool from the toolbar, you don't need to press the control key to navigate through that. So you have this plus sign up here and minus sign. Once you click on the plus sign and left click on the image you want to view, you'll be able to zoom in into that particular image, or you click on the minus sign and click on the image, you will be able to like zoom out of that image. So that's basically how the zoom tool works. And again, you can see this three dotted line. This actually indicates that there are lots and more of other tools down here. As you can see, there are more of other tools which I am going to like explain to you one after the other very quickly, so you get to know how they really function. Okay, so the first tool is called the artboard tool. Let's click on that. Okay, so what this does basically, it helps you to create an artboard. Let's say you select this portion like this, then you have let's zoom in a little, then you have all this plus sign which can help you. Once you click on it, it helps you to create multiple artboard for your design. It helps you create more and more artboard that you can use for your projects work or your design work. This tool basically is used for like photographers that have multiple work, a particular person that they have the person's multiple pictures. They can just come to this artboard and add different photos of the person and just do one single work of that person in this artboard. Place one picture here, two picture, three picture, and the rest. And you can go on and on in adding different artboard. You don't really have a limit to the numbers of artboard you are going to add to this. So that's basically how it is. It also helps you to save all your PDF files, or your PDF photo editing and every other thing into one single document. You don't actually need to be separating your document from one picture to another. No. That's just the basic way of using this very tool, and it's very handy for photographers. So the next is called the line row marquee tool. This line row marquee tool helps you to select a row of pixel in your image. For you to be able to view it perfectly, you have to zoom into that image so that you'll be able to see the row of that selected image. Let's say we'll go up. Okay, now as you can see, all these boxes you see here, they are called pixel. So it automatically selects a single row of that pixel like this. So that's just it. Then we'll zoom out, we'll move to the next tool. The next tool is called the single column marquee tool, which also work like this the single row marquee tool, but in this sense it also selects a portion of your image. Okay, as you can see, it has selected this single column. It selected it just like this. So that's basically how to use a single column marquee tool. So let's quickly undo that and move to the next tool. So we'll move to the next tool on our list. The next tool on our list is called the magnetic lasso tool. So I will be using this my image, the first image here, to illustrate that for you, so that you get the actual explanation of how this magnetic lasso tool works. So what this does basically, first of all, we have to unlock the background layer by clicking on this lock icon. Then we'll click on our magnetic lasso tool. Then what it does basically, it helps you to select an area and just move down on the edges of the surface, and just move down the edges of that particular surface. Then you'll be able to select that particular area of that image like this. So that's basically how it works, and it will automatically select it for you. Let's say we zoom out a little and we want to like copy this selected portion. So we can also select it. We can use move to move this very portion around, or if we just want to like clone that area, we can just undo our selection and hold on Alt and drag. So you'll be able to like duplicate that particular portion. Hold on Alt, then you drag. Then once you drag, you'll be able to like paste that particular portion anywhere like this. So as you can see, we've been able to crop it out and have a duplicate of it like this. You hold on your Ctrl D to deselect that area, and as you can see, it automatically fills into that surface area like this. So it is like it would be impossible for you to notice that they actually crop something and paste it here like this. So that's actually the basic use of that magnetic lasso tool. So let's quickly undo that, then move to the next tool on our list, which is the crop tool. So the crop tool does what it actually says. It crops things. It crops your photos, your image, and give it a new resize shape. You can resize it to any shape you want. You come up to this ratio up here. You click on ratio, then you'll be able to select any ratio you want. If it is square, you want it to be square. You want your image to be cropped in to look like a square, you can use that. You can use 4 by 5, 16 by 9. So that's basically how to use it. Or let's just say you want to have a free resolution, then you come here and just select. You have a free width and height resolution, and once you select it like that, you just click here to effect that changes. So as you can see, you've cropped out that portion of image into your preferred choice of image size. So that's basically how it works. So let's quickly undo that and move on to the next. So the next tool is called the perspective crop tool. So we are going to move the angle like this, just to like kind of have a different resize it like this. Then you click on, you mark the selection. Then as you can see, what this does, it helps you to stretch this very image out to match the perspective of this image. So that's basically what that does. So next we have to undo that. It's called the slice tool. So once you've made your selection, this tool helps you to slice a portion of an image, and it's mostly used for designing of website. For web design, it's mostly used for web design to crop a portion of image and save it so that you can place it on your web. Then if you move to the next tool, which is the slice selection tool, it helps you to resize the slice you just selected. Basically give it resize it down a little, or to shape it to your preferred choice. So the next tool is called the eyedropper tool. Basically what this does, it helps you to select any color of your image. Let's say we select this black dark color of this man's shirt, then automatically you can see your foreground color will change to the exact color you picked. Let's say we want to change to this flowers or leaf, as the case may be, then it automatically change to that color. Very easy and most suitable for people that like picking colors from their images and the rest. Let's say we use my logo design to select a particular color. Let's say I click using my eyedropper tool, click on this color. I'll be able to like change my foreground color into this particular color. Once you click on the color picker, you'll be able to see the RGB value or the color value of that color. This is the RGB code or the color code for that color. So let's say you choose black. So black is 000 in either 3 places or 6 places, and white, the RGB of white is FFF in 6 places or in 3 places. You can have an RGB of white. So colors are set in different RGB. They have different formats. So that's just how it is. Then you click OK. Alright guys, the next tool on our list is called the color sampler tool. The color sampler tool, basically once you click on it, it will bring out a dialog box that looks like this, shows your number one and every other thing. So if we click on this eyedropper tool in this dialog box, we'll be able to see the RGB color, the web color, the HSB color, the lab color, and every other things here in the dialog box. So basically this color sampler tool helps you to know the meaning or the explanation of each particular color you select. Let's quickly undo everything here and move to the next on our list. The ruler tool basically helps you to like measure an angle, the distance between 2 places in an image. Let's say we want to measure this point to this point. We'll be able to like know the actual ruler angle, and we have about 371.38 pixel from this point to this point, and we also have an angle degree of 9.8 degrees. So the angle from here to this side is equivalent to 9.8 degree up here, and we can also measure our width and our height, so and our y axis and x axis. So that's basically how to use the ruler tool. The next tool is called the note tool, and the note tool basically is used for you when you are doing a design and you have like you're working on a project which you want to send to somebody to like kind of finish the project for you, and you like want to give the person some certain instruction or certain guides the person should follow towards try to finish up the project. Maybe you just click on any part of that project which you are doing and just like click on it, so you'll be able to like write. So that's it. You click on the note, then this notepad will now pops out. I say add more color to the image, something like this, just something to like something more like a guide towards the design. So basically that's how it is. So whenever anybody comes up and open the project and open the image or the project, they'll be able to see this information here that they should add more color to the image. So you can add an author, or you can add your name, the prince, or change the color and every other thing. And once you save it, it will save like this. When anybody opens it, they'll be able to edit it just like that. Alright guys, so let me undo everything. So we move to the next tool on our list, which is the count tool. And let me quickly use another image to illustrate this. So the count tool basically counts everything that you are having on your workspace or the image. You want to count everything that is here. You can just select this, then you have your number one here. You can increase the size. Let's just say increase it to 20. It's a little bit bold enough, or let's say increase it to 40. So it look bold. Then you move to the next, you click, you have number 2, you click number 3, click 4, click, then you click on your mug, you click on your mouse, you click on your laptop. Let's just say we click on this flower here. It doesn't really count, but since it's an object on the table, so let's just say basically we are having 9 objects on this very table. So that's how to use the count tool to like count different things you have on your image. The next tool on our list is called the spot healing brush tool. So I'm going to use this as second image here. So we are going to zoom in a little bit. What this spot healing brush tool normally do is it's actually, let me reduce the brush size a little. This spot healing brush tool basically is used by photographers. They used to like remove blemish or spots from people's face anywhere that looks so rough or kind of have some wounds or blemish there. They remove it. They use this tool to remove it. But in this case, I am going to like kind of remove these people from this image with this tool by right clicking and copying that selected area, the three of them. Then it will automatically fill in those area with the surrounding area like this. As you can see, it erases everything. It erases those people off or out of this image like this. So it's kind of make it look as if there is no one existing in this image. You can see how powerful that tool is, and it's very overwhelming to use that very tool. Let me quickly undo that. So we'll move to the next, which is the healing brush tool. It actually works like the spot healing brush tool. The next tool on our list is called the patch tool. Basically, it works like the freehand marquee tool, which allows you to select a particular area of an image like this. You have two options here. You can either do source or destination. So we are going to use the source. Then when you drag this very image, you are going to replace that selected area with any of the area you drag that image to, like this. Let's just say you want to crop out the image entirely so that there won't be any there won't be the lady and the man in that area, and just select this portion like this. You automatically fill in this selected area. So once you deselect, you'll be able to like fill in that area with another surface area just like this. So that's basically how the patch tool works. So as you can see, it actually does a beautiful job by cropping out or removing the lady and the man off this image. So we're going to undo that. The second option, which is for the destination, what this basically does, it allows you to like try to duplicate this very image to another area like this. Let's say like this. So you kind of get the idea like how it works. So put it here like this, then click OK. Then you deselect, Ctrl D. Then you see it automatically like duplicates the image of those two couple. They are holding themselves, so they might be couple. So that's how the destination works. So the next tool is called the content aware tool, and again this tool actually work like the previous tool, which is the patch tool. It allows you to select the portion of an image like this. Well, in this case, you are moving every content within this selected area into another place, leaving the main selected parts blank or like empty. Then you click OK. So as you can see, so it does a pretty nice job by like trying to crop out that initial image. The place seems to look as if there's nothing actually there. Such a wonderful tool. So that's basically how to use the content aware tool. Okay, then we'll move to the next tool on our list. The next tool is called the red eye tool. So we're going to use this my image here. In most cases, some images or videos you see red eyes and the rest. So This red eye, this red eye tool helps you to like remove any red eye object or red eye. As you can see, she's having a red eye like this. So once you use the red eye tool, click on it, it will automatically remove the red eye from her eyes like this. So that is just how the red eye tool works. So let's move to the next tool on the toolbar. Is the blur tool. So it makes your image look blur. So I want to still use this very lady and use the blur tool to blur the eyes of the lady or her face. The next tool on our list is called the sharpen tool. But before then, let's quickly undo everything here. Let's go to our history and back to our image. So what this sharpen tool does basically is that it allows you to sharpen any blurry or any area of an image that is not sharp. This is the tool most photographers use to like restore any image quality and the rest. If an image doesn't have much quality, you use this very tool to like increase the quality of that particular image. So click on her eyes, just keep clicking. You get to see that her eyes is looking more sharper rather than the previous than her second eye. So let's click on her second eye so that the both eye will have the same sharpness, as you can call it. So that's just how it is. See how the eyes look very sharp. Okay, let's say you want to sharpen her teeth or her mouth. Now click on her teeth and her mouth. You see, it sharpens the mouth somehow, but kind of look odd because I over sharpens it, so it kind of look odd. So when you're using the sharpen tool, kind of just give an average click on it so that you get something nice. So that is how to use the sharpen tool. Alright guys, so let's undo all that. Let me go back to the normal image, then zoom in a little. Then the next tool is called the smudge tool. So what this smudge tool basically does is that it allows you to like make a caricature of someone's face. But first, let's increase the brush size to like 60. Then we come down to the image and left click, then draw her ear up a little, open her ear like this, make her look like a vampire, draw her nose like this. Wow, please, I don't mean to spoil this pretty girl's face, but I just want to use her for an illustration. So just make it look something like this, so you get the idea on how smudge tool works. It makes you to have like create a caricature of someone's face. Guys, try to like create something that look much scary, something like this. So that's more like, that's how a caricature this looks so funny. Please, it's okay, I don't mean to spoil her face like this. So you get the idea on how the sponge tool works. So let me quickly undo everything, go back to the history. Alright guys, the next tool is called the dodge tool. So let me increase the size of the brush. Let's say I increase it to 60. Okay, so I click on enter. What this does dodge tool actually does is that it brightens uh the specific area which you click on. It brightens the eye. Let me see, I want to try to brighten the eye. Okay, yeah, as you can see, it's used to brighten eyes, to add more light to the eye. You can also use it to brighten other parts of the body, but though for the I'm used to brighten her teeth like this, using to brighten things. Just get the idea on how it works. So the next tool is called the bond tool. What this does basically, it does the opposite of what the dodge tool does. So what it does basically, it's like it darkens the area, the selected area. That is, try to make her eye look darker or black, scary, something like that. Wow, wow, this, I feel terrified right now. So it makes your image, the selected part of your image, to look, maybe your eyes to look like very dark, like this. So basically this is how it looks like. Makes a part of an image or the part you selected to look darker and scary and scary and scary. Let me quickly undo that. Alright guys, so we'll move to the next tool. It's called the sponge tool. What it does basically is that you can desaturate or saturate a particular area of the image. Let's say we want to desaturate this area. We make our brush a little bit bigger so that we can be able to get this thing right and fast. So look at what it's doing. It's desaturates the whole entire area like this. So okay, let's undo that and use the saturate. With the saturation, we can use it to saturate or add intensive color saturation to the image. So that's basically how it's used, or the usefulness of the saturation. So you get the idea. So the next tool is called the history brush tool. The history brush tool kind of erases anything we have on our image, or any previous history of design or painting we've done on our image previous. As you can see, it doesn't destruct or to affect the initial background of the image. It only erases the previous smudge tool which we used on her face earlier on. So it's a very nice and handy tool you can use if you want to like cancel or to clean any area which you feel like you need to like work upon. So that is just basically how the history brush tool looks like. So let's quickly undo everything. So the next tool is called the art history brush tool. Let me go to the first image I have here to give a quick illustration on that. So what this brush tool does basically, it helps to like blur a certain area of an object, of an image. Let me increase the brush size a little to like 50. Click enter. Then it will blur off the selected parts of an image which I'm trying to like get with its particular image color, as the case may be. So that's how the art history brush tool works. So let's quickly undo that and move on to the next tool on our list. So the next tool on our list is called the gradient tool. For us to be able to use our gradient tool, which is our next tool, we will create a new layer. Then once we create a new layer, we'll make sure that our color picker is set as black and white. Then we'll click from top to bottom here, so that we'll have a gradient of black and white. So we'll move down to our blending option here, then we'll go up to multiply. So as you can see, we are going to decrease the opacity just to reduce the brightness. So we'll quickly undo everything here. Alright guys, so let's quickly move on to the next tool on our list, which is the paint bucket tool. And I'll be using my logo for to illustrate, to give a basic demonstration how it works. The paintbrush tool, actually it helps you to like change the color of any part of the image you click. But first of all, let me change the color. Let me pick like let me go for green. Green is my favorite color, dark green a little. Then click OK. So once you click on your background image, you'll be able to like change the color of your background image automatically with a single click like this. So you see, you can also click on your color picker, foreground color, then choose any color of your choice. Let's say I want to change it to red, then I click OK. So with the paintbrush tool, let's say I want to click on my logo, you see, automatically change it to red immediately. So that is how the paint bucket tool works. And the next tool on our list is the vertical type marks tool, which also work basically like how we explained in our text tool, the horizontal type tool and the vertical type tool. So there's no much difference to that. It's just basically you writing your text on an horizontal line and a vertical line. So we move straight to the frame tool. This frame tool helps you to like crop an exact area which you want to select like this. Then you release, so it will crop out that portion of area you want. So you can use your move tool to be able to move your text or your image in line to that very selected part which it frame out for you. So that's basically how that tool works. I also believe that's basically the last tool in the toolbar. Thank you for watching this video, and I believe you've subscribed to this channel, and I'm so happy you've made it far up to this time in learning the various tools in Photoshop. Just a reminder, if you want to get free access to my most selling ebook, which comprises of graphic designer mega bundle packages and a more advanced course on graphic design, comment I'm interested in the ebook, and I promise to reply you with a link to the ebook. Thanks for watching.